Hello, my name is Duilio Herrera. I'm currently attending the University of Michigan, and I play for the men's soccer team. Some of the best advice that I've been given by some of my mentors, coaches, has been to have the best work ethic that anybody has ever seen. Most of my coaches, if not all of them, have told me that talent will never be enough if you don't have the work ethic. You gotta grind, you gotta work, and talent will do the rest. But if without the work ethic, nothing will come in easy. Me personally is my mentality. I train, I practice the way that I want to play. Every training session, I try to mentally be prepared, mentally go into tackles. Even though it's my teammate, I try to go in hard but safe. Every little game that we play in training, I play to win because I hate to lose. And I think training like that is the best way to train because come the game comes in and you're mentally prepared, you know what you need to do, you know what you've done is you've been prepared enough and mentally wise, you're ready to win. I like to work on my explosiveness. It's a big part of my game. That reaction, the first two, three steps of sprinting to a ball are key moments in every play in soccer. They can decide whether you win a ball, whether you get there to score, whether you get there to stop a play, or to defend. So a very big one that I do is our speed ladders. It's just working on my feet and working on explosiveness as well. In the weight room, I like to do jumping squats, which are really good that I've done in the past that have helped me increase my speed as well as my acceleration. So, some of the things I do. One of my biggest challenges has been the mental part of the game. Back home, I played professionally. I was kind of the wonder kid, you could say. I was 17 playing professional with men. Most of my teammates in that team had kids my age, so it was kind of a lot of pressure. A lot of people looked up to me. A lot of kids looked up to me. My friends looked up to me. The pressure, the sometimes dealing with anxiety, with not living up to your expectations of yourself was definitely one of the hardest things I've dealt with. And something I felt like I wasn't giving enough, I wasn't doing enough, that I wasn't doing what other people were expecting of me. And that was a big challenge for me because I started losing confidence. I started not having fun. There's even some times where I was planning on quitting because it was just not fun anymore. It was just so much pressure. My anxiety was taking over. Panics of what if I'm not good enough? Why am I here? And just overthinking as well. So yeah, the mental part of the game has definitely been one of the biggest challenges in my career. What helped me a lot was talking to my parents, expressing my feelings, my anxieties, my panics, talking about it to my families, to my team members, kind of not just keeping it like most men do, because I know I'm coming from a culture where men are not supposed to express feelings like those. So kind of learning to talk about them just to anyone or writing them down was a great way that helped myself. My mental health increased, become better. Just letting things out by crying or just talking to someone was definitely one of the best things I've done. So my recruitment process was a fun and very, very unique one. Going into my senior year, I had probably two offers, one back home, one in Indianapolis, and so I didn't want to stay back home, so I basically just had one. And somewhere in my senior year, I was basically committed to that school, and then we had a tournament with my club. I ended up just having one of the best tournaments that I could possibly have. It was just unbelievable. I played the best that I could have, and in exactly the last game where we were playing one of the best teams from Texas, there was about 80 to 90 coaches that came to watch that game for the other team because a lot of the other players were still in the recruiting process as well. That game, I ended up scoring a hat trick and I got an assist. And after the game, I just had a line of coaches just wanting to talk to me. My phone was blowing up from emails, texts, calls, and a game changed my whole life. One of my club coach, caught the head coach from Michigan on a walk, and he was just like, "Hey, come watch my team just for a second half. I know you got stuff to do, but if you don't like it, if you don't find anything that you like, you can just leave." And so he ended up staying the whole game, and because of just that one game, I was able to be recruited by Michigan. Michigan is nothing like anything else. I've been to a lot of campuses around the US on visits to go play, and nothing compares to Michigan. The pride that the people have for the logo, the love that they have for them, the people and them by themselves, the passion they have for all their sports. It's just nothing like any other school, and it's Michigan. It's the best university in the world. There was nothing to choose. When I got here on my last visit, I was just, this is it. This is home. This, without a doubt, the place that I wanted to come. Go and visit. Go look, but don't commit. You'll know when it's the right fit for you. You just know when it's the right place, when it's the right decisions to make, and that's what happened with me. I went and tried different schools. I went to go from all over the country, from west to east coast to the Midwest to back in the south, to experience the different types of weather, the different cultures, the different atmospheres in cities, a little more urban places like LA and stuff like that. But like I said before, when I got to Michigan on my last visit, it just felt right. Put in more emphasis on the weight room, coming from a culture that's more of a playing style, not more attention has been paid into the physical aspect of the game. Coming into the Big Ten was a big surprise for me. I didn't realize how physical it is to be in the Big Ten conference. A lot of big guys, a lot of athletic guys that are just huge and massive, and most of the teams use that as an advantage to other teams. So kind of learning how to manage my weight, kind of put in more muscle than mass, and just knowing what to eat better than I was before was probably the things that I learned the most. The biggest difference is the experience that just the players have. You can tell by the decision making, the way they either move or play a ball or find spaces to take a shot has been the biggest difference in all three different stages. I know, like myself, I was above anyone in the club level because I was already practicing with men. And then when I came to college again, I was a little kind of ahead, but not that much. So yeah, the biggest difference was just the experience of just playing the game. I mean, the guys that I played in, the men, they were players that was way faster than them, but just by the experience, like they knew what was the right place to be, when to run, when to anticipate a ball, and that's what differentiated a great player from a good player. One of the biggest things that I've always done is talk to my professors, talk to my teachers, maybe a week ahead before I know I'm missing school, to kind of get ahead on schoolwork, kind of get it out of the way so that when I travel, I'm not just thinking about schoolwork and I can just concentrate on the game. And that's been one of the biggest things that's helped me a lot. I'm always just talking to my professors or teachers, knowing that I was going to miss school, knowing when to approach them after class to just ask for any extra work or ask for what the schedule would be like on the next class, just to try and stay ahead, because I know it's complicated when you fall behind, especially in college, because the classes are just so fast, and if you miss one class, you miss a bunch of material. So yeah, I think the biggest thing would be to have faith. I know me myself, I'm a big believer in God, and kind of just as I went to high school, into college, kind of grew closer to him, which is something that I didn't feel like I was when I was in the club level or in the professional level. And what I would tell to myself would be to have faith.